A TSBVI outreach tutorial. APH Braille print protractor, part 10. Technique for drawing a very small tactile angle. Presented by Susan Osterhaus, a Texas School for the Blind and Visually Impaired outreach math consultant.
Well, since I showed you how to create that 10-degree angle for the sighted student, we're going to do it for the Braille student in this same scenario here. So we're going to draw, use a straight edge, just draw a straight line. And if the student can feel it, if not, if they really need to feel it on the other side, we can go ahead and loosen these up. Yeah, I think that'll be a little better. So they've made their straight line. There's something that they can actually tactually discern. And again, we've got that. They can double check. We've got that on that 10 degrees. And I think I'm going to turn it this way again. I'm not saying for sure that tactually that would be better, but I'm going to really try to make sure that I've got that lined up very well tactually. And then I'm going to pick up my ballpoint pen and I'm going to try to go and do the same thing. And it's because we have the other on the other side. It's a little more difficult for the math teacher to see it visually. But I'm hoping if we can get a good angle of that you can see that the angle. And I'm not going to actually put anything on here because this is not the way that the blind student would do it. But I'm just trying to show you that this is your 10 degrees and this is your 170. Now, in this particular case, then, if they went to the Braille writer, let's see how we might do that. This time I'll just forego putting my name on there, but I'm down here and I'm thinking that if I, tactually I'm going, I think maybe if I put it right there, I'll still be okay. So in fact, I probably could have put it even a little lower down, but this is the whole thing. It's just to try to get it, okay, what I'm trying to do, and I'm going to show you after I pull it out of the Braille writer. What we've got here, the 170 degrees has got a lot more space, and the 10 degrees I just tried to move it over as far as I could to where I would have room, and I think this is quite obvious to everyone that this angle is 10 and this one is 170 degrees. The problem would have come if I hadn't placed this in just the right spot and this angle was like more over this way and there was not enough room. But I think that I somehow managed to align this pretty well to where you can see the 170 degrees and the 10 degree marking. But again, the student has now labeled this. If the math teacher can't read 170 and 10, the VI teacher can just go in and in this case not underline but overline that that's 170 and that's 10 degrees. Now, and of course in our case, again, I did not put the degree sign in because you'd have to have a space and then you would have the additional cells. So in my case, in fact, I tell students the numbers inside figures are usually angle measurements. The ones outside are measures of length. So I allow them to even leave off the degree sign. But I just put the degree sign in there as far as for the math teacher, just to know that that's what we were doing, what we were labeling. So that is creating this one and this one were created on Braille paper placed on an old Sewell raised line drawing board, not used the way it was originally intended. And I would like to say that I've used this particular method for quite some time, but I'm going to show you another method in just a moment.
This video continues in the TSBVI outreach tutorial series, APH Braille print protractor. Look for other videos by Susan Osterhaus on math for the blind and visually impaired. APH is American Printing House for the Blind. A TSBVI outreach distance learning production. Executive producers, William Daugherty, Superintendent. Cyril Miller, Outreach Director. Outreach producers, Susan Osterhaus, Math Consultant. Mike Bicknell, Media Specialist. Texas School for the Blind and Visually Impaired Outreach Program. 1100 West 45th Street, Austin, Texas 78756, USA. Telephone, 512-454-8631. Website, www.tsbvi.edu. Video copyright TSBVI 2009. All rights reserved.